guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Ayana, and if you're not new, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I did my first ever quick weave on myself. This isn't the first one I've ever done. This is like the third, but this is the first time on myself, so I'm just going to show you guys and take you guys through the process with me. You can follow along if you want, because I did kind of show step by step, but right now I am starting off with figuring out where I want my part to be. I ended up doing kind of a deeper side part, not this one that you guys are looking at right now, but once I get my initial part, I am then going to part about a half an inch on both sides, and that is how I proportioned out my leave out section, because I didn't want too much but I didn't want too little, so I only did about a half an inch from my initial part. I'm now gonna go ahead and just braid each of those sections down out of my face. That way it would be nowhere near the rest of my hair, because I am gonna be working with glue later and we don't want that getting in the leave out. So I just braided it down out the way, and then I'm also going to section out the leave out in the front. I also did about a half an inch section on both sides, separated those out, and also braided those down out of the way. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start the foundation slash base of my quick weave, which is pretty much the braid down part before I become bald. If you don't know how to braid, you can literally just slick your hair back in a ponytail and then do everything from there, but I just personally felt that braiding my hair down would give me a flatter base for my first time. So I just went ahead and around my head and I braided it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it took me about 2 or 3 times to get a braid pattern down that I was comfortable with. The first 2 times I felt like it was too many braids. The second time I felt like it wasn't enough braids. Then I just settled down for like 4 to 5 braids just going around my head, and that worked for me. So do whatever works best for you. Now that I got my foundation all laid out, I went ahead and just used bobby pins to hold them up because I didn't know what else to use really. I didn't want to just leave them in the cap, so I just crossed them back as flat as I possibly could, and I used about 2 bobby pins and pinned them on both sides, and it worked fine. So we have now put on our bald cap. This is just a dark brown one that I got from Video Supply Store, and I pulled it all the way down to my forehead, and I'm going to cut ear holes so that way my ears aren't suffocating the whole time. I did this on both sides, and after a while my ears did start to hurt because I just had my ear holes cut out. But once I got a little bit less than halfway with the quick weave, I just cut the bottom part of the ear hole, and I was straight because it just flows. After I cut the ear holes, I then went in with this random white liner and I just outlined my leave out. You can use concealer, you can use whatever, you just need a line of demarcation so you can know where not to apply the shield and the glue, because if you get shield or glue in your leave out, it's probably not going to be the best. The glue you can get out, but the shield's a little hard. But I'm going in with this protective shield. Didn't want to focus for some reason, so I can't even tell you the name. Oh, Robert's Diamond Bond. I used that as a protective shield. I also went in with Got To Be because I was not trying to get no glue in my hair, because that glue is so hard to get out when it comes to washing your hair. So I first applied a layer of the Robert Diamond's protective shield, and then I went in with a layer of Got To Be. I did dry it in between each layer because we got to make sure it's dry before we even apply the tracks to our head. So making sure I got the shield everywhere, and then I went in and blow dried, went in with Got To Be, blow dried, and I repeat the process I think twice. I think after I applied my Got To Be, I just applied more protective shield on the bottom back part of the cap, and then one more round of Got To Be, and then blow dried. I then went in with the 30-second quick weave glue, and I just lined that along the perimeter of the line that I made earlier. This is just going to seal down the cap around the perimeter because I had this fear that it was just going to lift when I cut it. So I did this to seal down the end so that way when I do cut it, it wouldn't go anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere anyways because of the protective shield and Got To Be holding it down, but I just needed the extra support. So I did that as well. Okay, so the hair I got, I'm pretty sure I showed y'all, but it's the Outre Purple Pack Brazilian Boutique pack, and it came with 3 bundles and a closure because I was going to originally do a closure quick weave, but I did not really pay attention to how the closure looked, and the closure wasn't giving, so I just decided to opt out for the leave out. But the 3 bundles came in 3 different lengths. It was 18, 20, and 22 inches. I did end up using all 3 bundles because technically you're supposed to use the closure, so yeah. I also used a blonde bundle that I brought separate, but it's the same brand, and it was in this like vanilla balayage, like cappuccino balayage, to try to match my blonde, and I ended up using both of those. The blonde was in 18 inches, which is fine because I did end up cutting the hair a little bit, but that was the hair that I used. It came with 3 different lengths. I started off with 22, then I went with 20, and then I went with 18 because I kind of wanted a layer look, and it didn't give as layered as I thought because I ended up cutting it, but it was fine because I went back and did it anyway. But here's the part where I'm going to explain to you guys what I'm doing. I'm only going to explain it once because it's a pretty repetitive process, and I know you guys are probably not want to hear it over and over. So I basically just measured the track to my head as well as possible, and then I would cut it and remeasure it before I apply the glue, so that way I know it's the perfect amount. Then I apply the glue and then apply the track. When I apply the track, I press on the ends of the tracks first, and then I slide my fingers across the base of the track around my head just to make sure that it's like within every curve, because we do have braids under this cap, so I need to make sure that it's adhered to the cap and to the shape of my head as well as possible. The nape of the neck was kind of hard, but I did get past it, and we did end up getting easier as we went up. I applied the blonde tracks around the point of where my blonde patch starts, because the whole point of the blonde was to kind of remake my blonde patch, but at the same time it kind of just looked like I had highlights, but it ended up working in the end. It looked cute, it blended and worked, so it was fine. I also did not blow dry after every track. The glue dries in 30 seconds, so I don't really need to use the blow dryer between every track. So every 2 to 3 tracks is when I actually use the blow dryer, and that's pretty much it. I pretty much do this all around my head. Once I got past my ears with the tracks, I did end up cutting off the cap. I just cut down where the leave out was and then cut off the extra. I didn't show it for some reason, but that's the point at where I did cut the cap, because I was nervous for some reason gonna come off, but it wasn't. You can cut it a lot earlier than that if you so choose, but this is where I decided to cut. Are finally done with applying the tracks. I am now taking out my leave out because we are going to style this bad boy next. I'm pretty sure I did not style this in this clip. I did not, but I did take the leave out to try to see like if it blended, if it looked good with my hair out, and I was feeling it, as y'all can see. But I'm then gonna show you guys how I styled this hair. Okay, so we're jumping right into the styling because all the footage before this was random. So I ended up having to use my tiny flat iron to bump the ends of the hair because my 1-inch flat iron is gone, and I was not going out to the store to buy one just so I can style the hair. So I literally just took the tiny flat iron and did what it did. So I decided to go for a swooped out, really plain, a swooped out bumped ends look. So this is me curling the ends of 1-inch sections with this flat iron, and it worked. I got it done after I got the technique down. It wasn't that slow of a process, but after I bumped them, I did pin curl them up, but just on the ends, because I did do this earlier in the day, and I sprayed them with the Aussie hairspray. I think it's like a 7-hold, can't be really sure, but I did pin curl them up just to try to withhold the shape until I did actually go out to wear the hair. This is how the hair ended up coming out. I really liked it. The swooped ends was a look for this night. Although my hair did not match perfectly with the tracks, because my hair is more of a reddish lighter brown and the weave is more of a natural brown, I still think it looked very natural and very cute, and it was bomb. I would definitely do it again. And this also brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. You can let me know in the comments below how did I do, and if you followed, how it went for you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and check out some of the other videos on my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.